I love my t-shirt and my t-shirt loves me. I'll show what makes me happy. Sometimes I dream of my Snivy. Riding my Tippig is my fantasy. What's going on, bros? I'll explain the intro in a minute. Is the Pokémon Company International too big to fail? Yes, that is my answer. But I'm going to talk about it, and I'm not going to talk about it using Google SEO. I'm not going to bring up, it's the highest grossing media franchise in the world. No. I'm going to talk more personal, from the heart. Personal Mimic Brew experiences and why I am so bullish on the Pokémon Company International. Not just, just that it's going to be popular forever, but actually, I will take it to the investor bro level, be a very viable, in fact, premier alternative investment for decades to come. That is what this video is going to be about. I'm going to do this unedited. I'm not going to pull up shit. I'm going to talk, and it's all going to be a life experience. Okay, so first of all, let me address the intro. Okay, yes, Unova for life. Okay, so first of all, in 1999, February, yes, I did pull a first edition base set Charizard. So when I came back into this hobby in 2018, you would think I'd be all Kanto, just Kanto, Watsy. No. I fell in love with Ultra Modern. Are you kidding me? These cards are getting better and better and better. Yes, the hollow slits and those e-readers, Aquapolis, Skyridge, Expedition, yes, to die for. Absolutely dreamy. But for the most part, Pokemon just in the last few years, let's be honest, they've been really bringing up the artwork, okay? The artwork, the texture, the amount of hits, the enjoyment you get from opening a pack, everything's getting better. The product itself is getting better, ladies and gentlemen. Duh. Some of the worst sets in the Scarlet and Violet era would be some of the better sets in the Sword and Shield era, let's just be honest. And if you go back to X and Y, every single Scarlet and Violet era set is damn near better than all the X and Y set. Almost, I said. Okay, point is, if a guy like me, who's old as shit, in his 30s, grew up on first edition Charizards, can just be re-falling in love with Unova, literally, Reshiram, Zekrom, Unova, Gen 5, I have just, something this year with the artworks, I'm just a huge Unova fan, okay? Here we are, it's 2025, and I'm like literally falling in love with, more than ever, Unova, Gen 5, Reshiram, Zekrom, like Black Bolt and White Flare. I absolutely love those specialty sets. Oh my god, I love Black Bolt and White Flare. And so that's just me, a 1999 Kanto kid who was like 25 years later just obsessing over Unova and Kanto. All the while Mega Evolution is coming out. And when I was at Card Party a month and a half ago, there was kids on stage winning all kinds of stuff, as kids do at Card Party. Yes. Go to Card Party, by the way. Are you kidding me? This kid's winning Evolving Skies, Fusion Strike, this and that, even some Deaths and Rivals. Literally wasn't until they said a Paldea Evolved booster box that the kid literally started crying in joy. Like, literally, the words Paldea Evolved hit, and nothing else mattered. The kid just started bawling in excitement, okay? So that was like a 10-year-old at Card Party last month, who all he cared about was Paldea Evolved. There's me, the kid from 1999, who is just going through this crazy black and white phase. There's people like TCA Gaming, Rusty, my idol. He's got every Charizard ever, and his favorite Charizard is the Sleepy V from, the Sword and Shield UPC. So what I'm saying is, regardless of your age, whether you've been around forever, the diversity in taste, the amount of generations, the amount of Pokemon, the amount of eras that you may or may not gravitate to, like, things are not near as simple as modern and vintage and then Japanese, and that's it. Like, everything is so much more confusing now and fun and interesting, and there's just so much good art that is rejuvenating so many Pokemon in people's perception of Pokemon that you have so many people like me that overlooked Unova for the most part, other than the games. And now it's like these Pokemon, these artworks are coming out. I freaking love Oshawott. Are you kidding me? I freaking love Zoroark. Oh my god. And okay, so too big to fail going into the future. This is where we're going to talk about some financial stuff. The S&P 500, the biggest billion-dollar corporations on planet Earth, some of the biggest companies ever. A lot of them haven't even been around like 15 to 20 years, period. The dot-com bubble, the crash that was literally in 2000, 2001, a lot of the biggest, most influential companies that are in the S&P 500, you know, the Dow Jones, all that, that's like all that, they're very newer companies. Like the Pokemon Company International has been successfully managing all of the arms from the plushies, the video games, the TV shows, tournaments, apps, holy crap, apps. And the only thing you could really even compare the Pokemon Company International to, and the way they've managed the TCG so successfully for like 30 years, is Magic the Gathering, which Magic the Gathering fans will tell you, oh my god, please can we go back in time and just have Magic the Gathering shepherded the way the Pokemon Company International has shepherded its TCG over the last 30 years. There is a massive difference between the value in a lot of vintage Magic stuff versus vintage Pokemon stuff that does not get reprinted into the ground in 20 million different ways and then listed on Amazon, okay? The Pokemon Company International is getting better and better at managing their product. They're getting better at chaining hype. They're getting better and better at raising the bar. They're getting better at not overprinting things that kill the buzz, such as booster boxes like they did in Sword and Shield. The Pokemon Company International is a hell of a lot better at making money than you or me, and they want it to stay that way. And when I see human beings see everything go up 200%, and then when it goes down 20%, they all leaving everything for all of us collectors and diehards again. How funny is it that things can go up 1,000,000% and everything's fine? The split second things go down 10%. I cannot believe in this IP anymore. There is no reason for me to invest in Pokemon cards. This is absolutely a bubble. Needless to say, these fringe people who just don't get it, they create the highs and lows, they create the highs and lows in printing, and they create the opportunities for us to invest. Alternative investments get opportunities. When prices go down, people leave, you stock up, people come back. This is how supply and demand works, and this is how your stuff goes from really cheap to a lot more valuable, and how it becomes a successful investment. Now, I'm basically a firm believer that Pokemon Company International will always be developing something that will be a catalyst that will bring in waves of people every few years. It's just part of their MO at this point. They are always working on new, fresh, innovative, how do we keep the FOMO alive, keep the billions of dollars rolling on in. But the one aspect of all of this that people forget about is the sense of community and the effect Pokemon cards have, whether it's collecting Pokemon cards, hanging out, ripping open packs, playing in tournaments, playing in online apps, talking about it, watching YouTube videos, getting in comment sections. The Pokemon Company International has fostered a community that people genuinely enjoy partaking in and have a large amount of satisfaction and escapism when participating in. And this is a big deal when real life sucks ass. When real life sucks ass, getting off work, going and buying those singles that you've been looking for, or ripping open some packs, it is a huge escape from reality, and it is something that so many of us share, is the escape from reality that Pokemon, the community, presents to all of us. This is a massive factor in the continued success of Pokemon and its investability. And I do not believe, there's a lot of narratives going around that kids, you know, because of scalping and things not being MSRP, kids, they're not going to be subjected to it as much. there are so many different ways that Pokemon is hitting kids. Not just the cards. Yes, I know the cards is a very big deal, but the highs and lows of the market will always come and go. And as long as the community aspect is there, as long as people feel like they are part of a community, they are escaping from reality, and they are enjoying what they are seeing, and the product is getting better and better, these events like Card Party, card shows, all of this is going to get bigger and bigger. We're seeing a lull right now, but card shows are a massive cash cow, and they are just going to keep appearing in more and more states, and more people are going to see financial interests in card shows, whether it be vendors, advertisements, you name it. Card shows are just a big freaking deal now. The last part I'm going to touch on is the 30-year track record, the proven track record of 30 years of growing an IP, growing a company, growing the interest, and when virtually all sealed products are a dub over the course of 30 years, it really is unlike any other IP, and to be honest, any other company. The fact that the Pokemon Company has so many different highly lucrative avenues to ring in the money, when others are dipping, the plushies sell. When, the video games aren't selling, the TCG is at an all-time high. There are so many different things working in the Pokemon Company's favor that it's going to be very, very difficult for One Piece, for any TCG, from a long-term investor's point of view, especially the big whales that just like throwing money at stuff. That 30-year pedigree of proven investability, it really does matter a lot to those types of people. And this video is from the heart. I'm not going to pump anything. No Voltex Brew affiliate codes, no sponsor. I just felt like speaking from the heart because these are all things I actually feel. And these are the only reasons that I'm a PokeTuber, essentially, because I love the product and I believe in it long term. All right, that's all I got. I will see you guys tomorrow night on Hottest Cards of the Week.
Deuces. He's got no hair, but don't you dare. The wisdom shines, he's everywhere.